What is up, everybody? It is Catherine here, and I want to apologize. In my introduction video that I just did, the reintroduction, I realized that I did call myself Lady Catherine in that introduction, and I'm very sorry about that. I know I'm gonna have some people, or I've already had people at the time of this recording, say something about it. So I apologize. It was literally just a slip because I've said Lady Catherine in multiple videos before, and it happens. So it's hot in here. It's hot in this room because I have to turn the fan off. But anyway, so for this video we are going to be looking at my tarot collection, which is the #1 voted option in my poll that I did on Twitter. I accidentally left that to go on longer than I wanted to, but what the heck, right? So I'm going to go through and I'm going to just kind of tell you a little bit about how the deck came to be in my possession, whether I bought it, whether someone gave it to me, what it may be, and then I will, I guess you could say, just kind of showing you the decks and how I got them. Very simple. My tarot deck collection is really tiny, so do bear with me, alright? So we're going to start with 2 decks that have been retired strictly to my collection. They don't get used anymore for various reasons or various purposes. So the first one, which I do not have the box for, I've had this deck for over a year now, is the Celtic Dragon Tarot by DJ Conway. It has a full guidebook with it. The guidebook goes in total, let me get past all this extra junk in the front, goes to page 204, but there are a little bit of extra things in the back too, which takes us like 218 or something like that in total. And some pros and cons that I like about this book. For one, I really like how the image is really, really big. I wish you would have made the image, like, positioned it with the text instead of on its own page. But at the same time, it's nice to have that really tall image as well. And yeah, I wish that this also went into reversals of each card, but it really doesn't have reversals. It just kind of talks about the upright position of each of the cards. So yes, so that's notes on the guidebook there. And then the deck itself, now there's 78 cards in this deck, so I'm just really going to pull the top 3 cards and give you guys a general idea of what the deck looks like, okay? But there's the backing of these cards, and they are all dragon themed, hence the name, the Celtic Dragon Tarot. This is the Lover's card. This one's the Ace of Wands. And Page of Pentacles. So as you can see, there are some humans in these images, but the primary feature on all these cards are dragons, for the obvious purpose and obvious reason that the deck is centered around dragons. So I don't use that deck just because I've had a heck of a time, you know, getting clear readings and messages with it. We just didn't mesh. But I do like to use this deck to pull from and meditate on the dragons. Use it as like a visual aid for meditation when I meditate with my dragons and things. So it's still got its uses, but not for readings. Now the next one I'm going to be showing you is actually 2 decks, both by the same author, and they're actually a 2-deck collection. And yes, if you can guess it by now, it is the Book of Shadows Tarot, As Above, So Below Complete Edition, and it has both decks in it and a guidebook, and this is by Barbara Moore. So this is the box. Believe it or not, you look straight at it, you don't really see anything until you hit the light, and it's hitting this little light ring thing right here. That is actually my beauty mirror, my makeup mirror. but that's what the box looks like. And it's magnetic open, which I really like. Open it up. You get the book right out front, which we'll cover here in just a quick second. And then you have the As Above deck, which is indicated by a blue border. And the what are we at here? Oh, and the So Below deck, which is indicated by a green border. So it makes it pretty easy. So let's set those aside. I'm going to talk a little bit about the booklet here. And the booklet has the same exact same exact design, as the cover. It is a color book, so, you know, images are in color, okay? And what I really like about this is it goes quite in depth into each individual card from the author's understanding, which is very helpful. It does talk about both right side up and reversals, which is a good thing as well. And the only complaint that I have, other than how the pages are, which I'll show you them in a second, is she's got these little section pages that are literally just like, why'd you put them in the book? Just to add more pretty artwork? Whatever. The other complaint is, you see how shiny the pages are? Because it's like, I don't want to say it's photo paper, but it's just a really shiny paper. So it does cover the As Above deck first, which the As Above deck we'll get into first here in a few minutes. And then the So Below deck. And then in the very back, which is always helpful to have, a section on actually reading the tarot cards with spreads. This book in total is 154 pages. So a pretty decent sized guidebook too. So let's go into the As Above deck, as this is the other retired deck in my collection. Now the reason for this is because it is a very Wiccan deck. Like, it doesn't even cover the traditional tarot. The suits are actually elements, and the major arcana is actually Wiccan concepts. So it's very hard for me to read and connect with. So it kind of just sits there. Now this other one, the So Below deck, now that one I read with. So you'll get this little insert here that says the Book of Shadows Tarot, Volume 1, As Above, and then it has it in various other languages. You flip it over, and there's some artwork from the deck itself. Then you get this little insert-y card thing from the company that produced the deck. This one is Tarot Safi, I think is how you say it. Oh wait, no, Lascarborough, sorry. And then more information on the back. Then the cards themselves. The backs are harder to depict right side up or reversed, which is really good. And just going to give you a couple, like I said, 3 cards from this deck right quick. This one's the Summerlands. The Elements. You see what I'm getting at with this deck, and it just makes it very difficult. And we've already seen this image, but I'm going to show it anyway. Wisdom, another major arcana. And then, we'll show you another one. And then the Goddess. So as you can see, they're all it's very heavily Wiccan concept for the major arcana, which makes it difficult for me to connect with, because I don't practice Wicca, but I have nothing against it. You practice Wicca, that is okay. It is just not my cup of tea. Alright. So moving on to decks that I actually use now, which is the fun part. This one, Volume 2, So Below, you get that same insert with an image from the deck. You get that same company card from Lascarborough with information and stuff about, I think they have like a tarot course or a tarot study course or something like that, some kind of thing. Now the backings are the exact same on this deck as they are on the first deck. They're just indicated by a green border in order to make them a little different. And here's the Knave of Pentacles. Give me just a second, we're having technical difficulties here. uh, the stars, and the lovers. Whoops, I knocked the camera around. So as you can see, this is more based on the traditional tarot deck, so it is one that I do read with. All right, we're almost done. I have 2 more decks, and then we will get going. My phone's throwing warnings at me that the temperature of my deck is the temperature of my phone is getting too hot because I have it charging while I'm doing this video. So the next deck we have here. So the next deck that we have here is the Druidcraft Tarot by Philip and Stephanie Carr-Gomm, and it was illustrated by Will Worthington. By far one of my favorite decks in the world. This is the one I usually do personal readings with. It's just a personal preference. I just really love them. So you get this little tiny booklet here. Hold on. There. Fix the issue. So we got this little booklet. Now the one thing I do not like about this booklet is how tiny the images are in it. But it does cover reversals. It covers also the meanings, keywords, just your basics of each individualized card. Sorry about that. We had technical issues. My camera's a pain in the butt. But the booklet as a whole is 80 pages, and it is one of the smaller tarot card booklets. This is what the back of the deck looks like. It is a brown with gold embellishments. Now, one thing I do not like about this deck is how big it is. It makes it difficult to shuffle, but I love the images so much, I deal with it. Alright, so this is the Princess of Wands. The Six of Cups. And the Six of Wands. Alright. So that's just kind of a quick taste of those cards. I will, in the future, I will be doing a review on every one of these decks. A full review, breakdown of what I like and what I don't like about each individual deck. But this is by far one of my favorite decks to read for myself. It is a very sassy deck, which I really do like sometimes. And it is very straightforward with me. When I've tried to give readings to others with this deck in the past, it likes to beat around the bush with them, but for me it's very straightforward and to the point. So it has quickly become one of my favorite decks in the world to use. The So Below deck would be something I would read for a client, just much like this next deck, which is just your bare bones, basic, classical Rider-Waite tarot deck. Alright? Nothing more, nothing less. I've always wanted to have the classic version of the tarot that everything else is kind of inspired or spawned from. And this one was actually given to me. So this one was given to me, and I was given a discount on the Complete Book of Shadows tarot deck because I paid in cash at one of the occult stores I bought it from. And then I was also given the second copy of the Druidcraft. This is actually my second copy of that. The first copy literally fell apart in the dead center. So I think it was kind of time. So the booklet on here is just a little tiny paper booklet. And this is a total of 34 pages. And this has no photos whatsoever in it. It is just straight text. But it does cover reversals. It does cover meanings, the upright and reversal meanings. And it's just a very quick in and out read. It doesn't give you paint an entire romanticized picture of the tarot and then give you the meanings and interpretations. So it'll be a really good booklet to kind of familiarize yourself with. This is the back of the deck. It is a blue, I want to say plaid. background. And then we all know what the images look like, but I'm going to show you anyway. We have the Page of Wands, the Hermit, and the Wheel of Fortune. So I haven't had much time to work with this deck yet, so it's not quite ready for me to read for anybody other than to keep doing practice readings with on myself, and for now, until I get enough time to work with it. But this would be, from the little bit I've worked with it, this would definitely be another good deck for me to read for clients. So that gives me two decks to read for clients with, and then a deck for personal use, a deck for meditation essentially, slash 2 decks for the collection type of thing. So that is my tarot collection. I told you it was an itty bitty teeny tiny baby collection, and I meant it. Somehow I ended up squeezing this into over 10 minutes, which is beyond me. So I'm going to take a drink right quick. My little skull cup. So if you like this video, definitely hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And whether you're new or someone who's been subscribed to this channel before, tap that, turn on that, hit that bell notification, the bell icon, and you'll get an instant notification when I upload a whole new videos in the future. And if you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comments section. Links to all of these decks will be in the description. And until next time, guys, thank you for watching this video, and namaste.